Black Swan.
Black Swan, yes. It's one ballerina's trip into crazy town as she, as Natalie Portman attempts to embody both sides, the White Swan and the Black Swan of the Swan Lake ballet. The White Swan being virginal and innocent, and the Black Swan being sexual and seductive and dark. Directed by Darren Aronofsky of Pi, Requiem for a Dream, and The Wrestler. And here's the trailer now.
To be perfect.
Sweet, sweet girl.
The only person standing in your way is you.
You really need to relax.
My turn. What happened to my sweet girl? She's gone!
There you go. Complete with a hot lesbian scene and everything. But
Yeah.
we'll get to that later on. So
I think it's funny that they're playing up the music aspect, because really the only music I can remember in the whole movie is the symphony.
yeah,
the
no,
Swan
I
Lake.
had Tchaikovsky stuck in my head for like hours and hours afterward. But so you loved this.
I thought it was a good
Yes.
movie. I mean, what I think is funny is that, like, I was telling my mom, I was like, I'm not sure where all this excitement about Black Swan is coming from, because people, I guess, have forgotten that Darren Aronofsky makes really difficult, disturbing movies, except for The Wrestler, essentially, was the one that broke out. But I was thinking, like, Requiem for a Dream is, like, the best movie that you never want to see again.
It's so hard to watch.
Like, it's so great, the score is great, like, the editing is great, but it's so upsetting that, like, you just can't watch it anymore. And this is one of those movies where that is basically relentlessly dark, and almost everyone is kind of terrible. like all the people are really kind of, like, her mother is just like this horrible, scary stage mother, and everything is like, it gets so tense in the movie, and in that sense it's really well executed, how the sense of dread and danger and scariness, and as Natalie Portman appears to be going crazy. But I'm not sure how excited I'd be to watch the movie again, but I think one thing is that the look into the ballet world, I think, is totally fascinating and really well done. It's the gritty kind of backstage, all the political stuff and jealousy and things like that, I thought was really, really well done. I mean, this movie is causing the use of the term psychosexual thriller to skyrocket. I don't think I'd heard that term in quite a long time. But
Not since Basic Instinct.
Right, but yeah, it's a very strong movie. It's really, really not for everyone. I think I can imagine a lot of like moms and older people are gonna say, I thought it was about ballet, and in the end it's about, like,
I don't know. I'm a mom, and I dug it.
Uh-huh.
There you go. But I think moms will like it. I mean, it's not for everyone. It will divide people. But I love that about it, and I think if you go with it, if you are willing to give yourself over to the really knowingly over the topishness of it. I mean, it's hugely stylishly over the top, and it's crazy, and it is a horror movie at its core. And in any other director's hands, I think it might seem kind of cheesy, but because there is the artistry of Darren Aronofsky, it's both the stripped down look of The Wrestler. It's a lot like The Wrestler in looking at, like, behind the scenes and the obsession with and the appreciation for the minutia of that kind of grueling physical activity. But then there's this great, like, visual flair, this hallucinatory visual flair to it. It's gorgeous. Yeah. You're not with me on this. You're
I like this movie. I do like this movie. I do have to point out that our director Andrew is hiding because he's afraid of us spoiling the movie, so he's not listening to us. So
we're not going to spoil it.
We're not going to spoil it.
We're professionals
but we
here,
can take this
damn it.
opportunity to say that Andrew's a big jerk.
We want more money.
Exactly.
Or some.
Exactly. What the hell? I did enjoy this movie, but it's a difficult movie, and I had some hard times with it. Partly, I felt like it was overly loud in places that, it makes me sound like I'm a million years old, but it was screechy, and I always feel like that's kind of a cop-out. There's enough dread, there's enough paranoia in that movie. And really, this is a throwback for Aronofsky to really his first two films.
It's a lot
There's
like
a lot of
Pie.
pie in this. There's a lot of the movie Pie in this. It's
I'd
really
like to see some pie in it. No, I didn't mean. No, I meant like.
yes.
cherry,
We're not going to
like,
talk about
but
that.
Sorry.
But anyway.
We are going to talk about
Well, we
that.
will.
Yeah.
Yes. There's some pie in this movie. There's a lot of elements from Pie. There's a lot of elements from Requiem for a Dream. It really is about her downward spiral. I felt like actually the characters weren't as vicious as you thought, Jonathan. I actually found, the mother isn't painted in that broad a stroke. I felt like there's actually a little bit of subtlety there. Yes, there's an unhealthy relationship in that this woman in her 20s is living in what looks like a little girl's bedroom, right? And maintains that she's so high strung that you understand why she starts to fall apart. But for instance, like Mila Kunis' character, I thought is somebody that, aside from the projections that Portman's character Nina has on her and starts projecting these actions, she actually seemed like she was okay. It's just that
I think
she's so
she's
different.
a full character. I mean, because I think a lot of Natalie Portman's feelings towards her are these projections of her craziness onto her, and you don't know what is a hallucination and what is actually happening.
Right, and even the director, played by Vincent Cassel, isn't the stereotype. Like he's doing some very seductive things, and he's messing with Nina's head, but not to the extent that you kind of expect it. And so
It's not his fault that she goes nuts.
exactly.
I don't think he even pushes her.
No, I
think that was already in her and it was coming.
Right, she's headed down that road. And it's, as a look at somebody going crazy, I think it is, Aronofsky does that really well. He does the downward spiral. He does do, somebody going insane extremely well. And, he manages to do things like put you in the head of somebody who can't trust what they're seeing very effectively, whereas a lot of other directors do that and it just seems really ham-fisted. It seems really obnoxious. I felt like he was doing a little bit of Cronenberg in here with the body horror.
With the physical
kind of like,
stuff she's seeing.
But, for the most part, I liked it. But again, like the screechiness, like there were a little bit, and I felt like at times it does cross the line. I felt like it did get a little over the top.
Sometimes the
times.
sound
goes
design
totally over the top.
the sound design is a bit much at times. All these echoey voices and little noises and things
Right.
like that.
And I guess that didn't bother me so much in Pie. And I don't know why. Maybe that's because it's his first movie and the soundtrack and just the whole experience of Pie sets me up for that, with the overexposed film and it's supposed to be really raw. I felt, I don't know, I guess I was looking for a little bit more subtlety. And don't get me wrong.
Look someplace else for subtlety.
You
Not
know
gonna
what?
get
I
it
felt
here.
like actually there is a lot of subtlety. Like they don't, one of the nice things it does is they do come out and explain the story of Swan Lake for people that aren't familiar with it, so that as she's following that story too closely, for those people that don't know the ballet, they've already had the primer, which is good. But I felt like in some cases, I don't know, it didn't grab me the way it grabbed you guys.
Yeah, no, I dug it. I think you have to see it in the big screen. It's beautiful. It's intense. It's just sort of gloriously nutso, and just give into it. They're both great in it. Natalie Portman and Mila Kunis. They both trained for like months and months. Like Natalie Portman was a ballet dancer kind of a little bit here and there growing up, but she did like for 10 months prior to production even beginning, 5 hours a day of ballet. And it's all her doing that.
She's never looked thinner.
It's all She's
lost a ton of weight.
That's part of it is that they're too thin and they're really doing this, and it's a very brave and intense and demanding performance. When we're talking about Oscar nominations, I think she would be your front runner at this point in time for Best Actress.
Yeah, I think it's the
I
best
see
performance
that.
she's done since, I would say, The Professional, which I think she's unbelievable. If
well-
you watch that again, she is unbelievable in that. The first thing she ever did, and she was 13.
And she's excellently cast in this. Really, Aronofsky makes good use of her kind of innocence persona, right? She doesn't seem to do, she seems to inhabit that kind of ingenue world. And this one really twists that and tweaks it really well. But, there's things that I would have liked to explore a little bit more. Like, at the beginning of the movie, you get, the sense, you start to see the physical toll. You see, she gets out of bed and she moves her feet around and her feet crack like 8 times in different places, right? And you see them warming up and you see the physicality, you see the toll that it takes. But then, by the end of the second act, like that's kind of abandoned. Like you don't really,
It's a given. I think if established it, there's more to explore, and it becomes more psychological than it becomes physical.
Yeah,
like there's a neat sequence where you see her getting her new ballet shoes, and this whole thing that she does where like she rips out the sole, she has to like wear stuff in, she has to re-sew things, she has to scuff up the bottom so it grips, and like I thought that was kind of neat to watch, and like the different warm-ups that they do. Like in terms of looking at the world of ballet, I think it gives. I guess if you have a daughter that you want to scare out of ballet, I suppose this is actually a really good movie to do it.
It's like Scared Straight. Do we want to discuss the lesbian scene real fast, or should we just let folks enjoy it for themselves, as it were?
Well, I mean, it's unfortunately like
I'm always up for discussing lesbian scenes.
The two main things that are being talked about with this movie are they lost a lot of weight and the lesbian scene.
And they don't want to be asked about the lesbian scene anymore. They don't want to talk about it
anymore. Good
anymore.
for them. I'm glad that they put their foot down about that, because it is kind of ridiculous. It's like such a small part of the movie.
But it's kind of I don't want to give anything away, and Andrew, I promise you I will not, but it does provide a pivotal kind of moment, a reality break moment.
Well, and the line that Mila Kunis has later about it, I thought is actually one of the best lines in the whole movie.
Yeah, it is.
Like her response to something that Nina says, I thought was great.
Very funny.
Was really great. I actually found, but you know, like that scene, I don't know, it's not that it wasn't moving, but I actually was more intrigued by the early masturbation scene that she has.
The first time she masturbates.
Like the first time she kind of masturbates, and it's like, oh, I've suddenly rediscovered that I have a body. And
well, I think it's really well executed. It's hard to watch. It's some great performances. There were some things that didn't quite get me and that I thought were a bit overdone, but I still come in high on this on an 8.4.
Yes, you?
I'm lowering the score. At times it's. I don't know if it's just that it's disturbing or that parts of it I didn't like. I do think it's a good movie. I do think it's worth seeing, but I'm not as high as you guys. I'm only giving it a 6.5, which is still a positive rating for me.
I dug it. It's on my top 10 list. I'm giving it a 9. All right, so our number is 8, a nice even 8.